This is me using some of my story.
Semi-autobiographical. It's your story, but younger.
You've done a year's worth of Alias. I imagine that's one long test for them.
No, but you know, it's for your comfort, really. And I don't know if I've ever thanked you for not making me test.
The messy divorce drama between J-Lo and Ben Affleck has taken another unexpected twist. Recently, Ben has ignited speculation about a possible reconciliation with his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner. Despite these rumors, some sources insist that there's no romantic connection between Ben and Jen. However, since moving out of J-Lo's home, Ben and Jen have been seen together frequently, with whispers suggesting they may have even gone on a secret vacation recently. Let's dive into this drama, shall we? But of course, before we go any further, make sure first that you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more updates and videos like this.
I feel like I might have to kick your ass.
There we go.
You don't want her to kick your ass, man.
Why? I was just
She
talking to you. I was
can
talking
kick
about
your
him.
ass.
I know, that's
But she's
what I'm
protected.
She's very protective of him.
She can kick your
Nobody's
fucking
more
ass.
protective of him than me. I'll kick your
Would you ever have imagined that it comes full circle and ends up like
No,
this?
you never could imagine something like that could happen.
I'm happy.
It's a beautiful thing.
Guess what? J-Lo is absolutely livid. Sources reveal she was furious upon seeing photos of Ben looking content and relaxed with Jennifer Garner. It's a stark contrast to how he appeared around J-Lo, where he seemed perpetually unhappy and couldn't even muster a smile on the red carpet. If you thought J-Lo would gracefully accept the situation and move on, think again. Instead, the diva is seeking revenge and reportedly targeting Ben's fortune, demanding half of everything he possesses. Sources close to J-Lo are now suggesting that during their brief marriage, Ben was living off her and that she covered all their extravagant expenses. However, the real story behind J-Lo's decision to pursue Ben's fortune isn't just about him allegedly mooching off her. Instead, she's reportedly enraged that Ben has rekindled his relationship with Jen Garner, particularly since J-Lo had to put in considerable effort to keep them apart.
Oh my God, we're back together after 18 years. That's like, right?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think anybody was more surprised than us.
Yeah.
Absolutely, J-Lo always maintained a public facade of harmony with Jen Garner, portraying them as one big happy blended family. However, for those who have been following closely, it's clear that J-Lo has been subtly dissing Jen Garner ever since Ben rekindled his relationship with her in early 2021. Even in her new documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, ironically titled, J-Lo couldn't resist taking petty shots at Jen Garner, insinuating that Ben was fantasizing about J-Lo throughout his entire marriage to Garner. Fans quickly called out J-Lo for this, criticizing her for taking a low blow by discussing her husband's ex-wife, especially considering Jen Garner and Ben share 3 children. Publicly asserting in her movie that their father never loved their mother and was secretly longing to marry J-Lo is seen as especially cruel. But there's more. Sources close to Jen Garner claim that J-Lo allegedly attempted to undermine Garner's parenting. Whenever Garner's children spent time with J-Lo, she supposedly disregarded their mother's rules and boundaries. Now, on top of everything else, J-Lo is seeking to claim half of Ben's fortune, the money he likely intended for his kids.
You can, in the morning, you can either be making breakfast for your kids, making their lunch boxes, or you can be getting paparazzi ready. And so, you know, I know which way I'm gonna go.
It's a new low for J-Lo, and fans who were already turning against her for other reasons are now claiming she's revealing her true colors with this latest move. But let's delve into the Ben and Jen Garner reunion. Are they seriously contemplating getting back together, or are they just amicable exes? And could this be the reason J-Lo is seeking revenge and pursuing Ben's money? Let's break it down.
What was the hardest thing for you to be honest with yourself about?
That I was gonna get divorced.
Just when it seemed the Bennifer divorce drama couldn't get any messier, rumors have emerged that Ben and his ex-wife Jennifer Garner have rekindled their relationship and are spending a lot of time together amidst the collapse of Ben's marriage to J-Lo. Although J.Lo and Ben haven't officially announced their divorce, sources close to them have confirmed they've been separated for months. While J.Lo is traveling the world and posting sultry photos to show she's unaffected by the drama, Ben has been focused on spending time with Jen Garner, his ex, and the mother of his 3 children. Here's the scoop. Jen Garner appears to be dropping hints on Instagram that Ben might have returned home. She recently posted a poem by Cleo Wade titled "It Gets Better," which includes lines about forever being the only thing that truly lasts. Shortly after, Jen shared a video of Whitney Houston performing her hit song, "Where Do Broken Hearts Go?", which features lyrics like, "Where do broken hearts go? Can they find their way home? Back to the open arms of a love that's waiting there?" So is Jen Garner subtly telling J.Lo that she feels a bit remorseful about the marriage, but is open to taking Ben back? It certainly seems that way. Following her 2017 divorce from Ben, Jen Garner began dating entrepreneur John Miller, and their relationship has been on again, off again for years. Recently, they haven't been seen together, and sources now claim that Jen Garner ended things with Miller as soon as she learned that Ben and J.Lo had split. Garner was also the first to offer support to Ben during his marital issues with J.Lo. Since Ben moved out of the mansion he shared with J.Lo, Garner has been spotted visiting him at his rental home in Brentwood, just around the corner from her own house.
Affleck's addiction to alcohol sent him to rehab for the 3rd time and put a strain on his personal life. In 2018, he was seen in this photo being driven to a treatment facility by his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner. The 47-year-old calls his divorce from the actress, quote, "the biggest regret of my life."
Jen Garner recently visited the home where her ex-husband has been living alone, and she arrived without their children. The 52-year-old Elektra actress appeared to be driving by herself as she pulled into the driveway of her ex-husband's Brentwood estate. Bundled up in a black sweatshirt, Garner was seen leaning out of her car to enter the pin for the gates. It was noticeable that she did not have any of their 3 children with her during this visit to Affleck's new residence. It's not surprising that Jen and Ben maintain a close relationship given their role in co-parenting 3 children. But here's where things get interesting. Recent rumors have been swirling online about Ben and Jen spending a lot of time together without their kids. Reportedly, old romantic feelings are resurfacing. Jen Garner seems to be the only woman with whom Ben appeared genuinely happy, and they both once described their connection as love at first sight. Ben has publicly stated that divorcing Garner is his biggest regret, though his addiction issues were a major challenge at that time.
The Wayback star previously described the divorce as the biggest regret of his life.
Now that Ben is sober, rumors are circulating that he's reevaluating his past decisions and feeling nostalgic about his marriage to Jen Garner. As for Jen, sources suggest she never truly stopped loving and caring for Ben. She's always had a soft spot for him. With the 2 of them spending so much time together, who knows what might unfold? Ben recently disclosed that his comfort around Jen Garner stems from their shared preference for a quiet life and their strong desire for privacy. In contrast, J.Lo thrives on the spotlight, with Ben even mentioning in J.Lo's documentary that she's essentially addicted to attention and relies on external validation. Meanwhile, Ben reportedly disliked how J.Lo publicized every detail of their marriage and grew frustrated with her focus on the external perception of their relationship rather than fostering a genuine partnership.
A split family with my children, and it upset me because it meant I wasn't who I thought I was. And that was so painful and so disappointing.
In yourself.
In myself.
Ben Affleck is reportedly deeply frustrated with J.Lo. Although he has learned to keep his opinions to himself, it's well known that he's unhappy with her constant need for attention. An insider revealed that Ben finds it perplexing and troubling that his wife Lopez is so intent on making their private lives public. I've always thought that things that are private are precious and unique because they are at least somewhat secret. In light of this, I had to make some adjustments, Affleck remarked in a previous interview. You'd think J.Lo would have learned from her first experience, especially since she and Ben ended their engagement in 2004 due to overwhelming media scrutiny. J.Lo later described this drama as a significant emotional upheaval, calling it the biggest heartbreak of her life. In an interview, she remarked, "It was the biggest heartbreak of my life, and I honestly felt like I was going to pass away. It sent me on a spiral for the next 18 years, where I couldn't get it right. My way of surviving was by working more, doing more, and hiding that side of myself."
It was the biggest heartbreak of my life. and I honestly felt like I was gonna die. Sent me on a spiral for the next 18 years where...
When J-Lo and Ben rekindled their relationship in 2021, it seemed like they were truly meant to be together. J-Lo even asserted that she was certain Ben was the one, and that this time their love was destined to last forever. "When I was reunited with the love of my life, we decided we were going to be together forever," she remarked. But if she knew media attention ruined her relationship with Ben the first time around, why would J-Lo go and make a whole documentary about her love life, broadcasting all the intimate details of her relationship with Ben? It seems Ben's comparison of J-Lo's attention-seeking behavior to his alcohol addiction might have been spot on. Now Ben's friends are reportedly urging him to move on from J-Lo and reconsider his relationship with Jen Garner. Among them is his closest friend, Matt Damon, who apparently never warmed to J-Lo and kept his distance during her marriage to Ben. So why did Matt never take a liking to J-Lo? And was he the one who encouraged Ben to file for divorce?
Ben Affleck is getting candid about his split from Jennifer Garner. The Oscar-winning actor detailed his alcohol addiction and how it affected his family in a new interview with Diane Sawyer for Good Morning America.
It's well known that Matt Damon and J-Lo were never close, despite her marriage to his best friend. Both Matt and his wife of nearly 20 years, Luciana, maintained a distance from J-Lo, partly because they're very private and wanted to avoid the media frenzy that surrounds her. However, their reasons go beyond just privacy. Sources close to Matt recently revealed that he deeply disapproved of how J-Lo treated Ben and was concerned she might drive him back into addiction. A source recently told OK Magazine that Matt Damon has always been highly cautious about Ben's marriage to J-Lo. He was one of the few people who believed that Ben reconnecting with J-Lo after all those years was a poor decision. Matt had serious reservations about Bennifer 2.0 from the beginning. The source said he's tried to be publicly supportive for Ben's sake, but the fact is he hates the way J-Lo treats his buddy and can no longer hold his tongue. Apparently, tensions between Matt and J-Lo peaked when he observed that J-Lo wasn't taking Ben's sobriety seriously. To add fuel to the fire, she launched her own alcoholic brand, which only heightened the discord. It's truly perplexing why J-Lo would choose to enter the alcohol business. Not only has she previously claimed to dislike alcohol and rarely drinks, but she was also living with a recovering alcoholic at the time.
And I start to drink every day. When I come home from work and I start to drink, and I just sit there and drink till I pass out on the couch.
You don't drink at all? You just drink?
No, I'm not a drinker. I just never started. It was another one of those things my mom just never...
Out of all the potential business ventures, J-Lo chose to launch her own alcoholic brand, which likely fueled Matt Damon's frustration. Sources close to Matt say he tried to warn Ben against reconnecting with J-Lo, but Ben allegedly ignored his advice, leading to a brief falling out between them. According to the source, when Matt began offering his perspective, Ben completely blew up, saying, "It feels like history repeating itself because 20 years ago they stopped talking for the exact same reason." Meanwhile, the source revealed that Matt's top priority is to ensure Ben doesn't relapse. This is why Matt is urging Ben to stay close to Jen Garner, who has consistently been a calming influence on him. As for Jen Garner, it's clear she's not one to run to the tabloids and stir up drama. However, sources say she's also no pushover and had to confront J-Lo for attempting to undermine her parenting. So what exactly did J-Lo do to provoke Jen Garner?
He revealed that at one of his lowest points, he would drink every night until he passed out.
I started to drink more and more and more, and it was really hard for me to accept that that meant I was an alcoholic. I was like, I can just go back. I was fine before. You know, I just need to take a break. I just need to slow down. I'm okay. You know what I mean? This isn't me.
Last year, when rumors first emerged about trouble in J-Lo and Ben's marriage, speculation began that J-Lo was trying to turn Garner's children against their mother and undermine Jen's parenting. Allegedly, this stemmed from J-Lo's frustration with how well Ben and Jen Garner still got along. Reports suggested that J-Lo sources went to the tabloids to criticize Jen Garner's strict parenting, claiming that Ben and Jen's 3 kids preferred spending time with J-Lo and were more frequently with her than with their mom. It was said that J-Lo allowed Garner's children to ignore their mother's rules and do whatever they wanted. Despite Jen Garner's attempts to give J-Lo the benefit of the doubt, it became evident that J-Lo's actions were straining their ability to maintain a friendly relationship. Moreover, Jen Garner was working hard to protect the privacy of her and Ben's children while being relentlessly pursued by paparazzi who were eager to capture Ben at his most vulnerable.
I never thought I was going to get divorced. I didn't want to get divorced. I didn't want to be a divorced person. I really didn't want to be a split family with my children. And it upset me because it meant I wasn't who I thought I was.
You can, in the morning, you can either be making breakfast for your kids, making their lunch boxes, or you can be getting paparazzi ready. And so, I know which way I'm gonna go.
Unlike the other Jennifer, Jen Garner never sought media attention and worked tirelessly to shield her kids from Hollywood's chaos. However, it seems J.Lo wasn't pleased with Jen Garner remaining in the picture and allegedly began subtly undermining Jen's parenting. As a result, Garner became increasingly frustrated with J.Lo's attention-seeking behavior, with sources revealing that Garner feared J.Lo's narcissism would harm her children. Garner reportedly felt that J.Lo was reversing years of her parenting efforts and disregarding the rules she had established for her kids. Jen Garner has consistently expressed her desire to keep her kids out of the spotlight. As a parent, she values setting clear rules and boundaries, drawing from her own upbringing with strict parents. She frequently mentions how this disciplined environment helped her remain grounded and avoid trouble as she ventured into Hollywood. In contrast, J.Lo has openly acknowledged her difficulties with setting boundaries for the two children she shares with ex-husband Mark Anthony. She has also admitted that her kids struggle with being in the spotlight. Yet it appears she hasn't taken significant steps to shield them from the intense media attention. I think being the child of a famous parent is really not something that many people can understand, and I feel for them for that because they didn't choose that, she remarked in an interview. Additionally, Jen Garner recently disclosed that she enforces very strict rules regarding her kids' use of social media, whereas J.Lo enjoys sharing photos of the children on Instagram. When Jen Garner's 3 kids began spending considerable time with J.Lo and Ben, Garner reportedly felt that J.Lo might be influencing them in ways that conflicted with her parenting style. She was even said to be concerned that J.Lo was intentionally trying to undermine her values and the boundaries she had diligently worked to establish.
I'm happy. I have a great life. I'm a good person. I live in a good way. And you know what? I have great friends and I can call somebody and go anywhere and do anything. You know what I mean? Like those simple, I'm healthy.
Now that rumors are swirling about a potential reconciliation between Jen Garner and Ben Affleck, sources claim J.Lo is furious with jealousy and plotting revenge against Ben, even if it impacts his kids. It appears J.Lo has no intention of letting Ben off the hook without some serious payback. Reports suggested she's seeking financial retribution, with her sights set on Ben's $150 million fortune. An insider close to J.Lo revealed she feels entitled to compensation, as she covered most of their expenses during their brief marriage, while Ben constantly complained about spending money. The insider shared this with Radar Online. One of the little-known secrets is that Jennifer paid for much of their marital expenses, and now she feels he owes her. She's adding up all those private jet bills she put on her plastic, the hotels and the meals, clothes, coffee runs, and gas. The high cost of living was done on her dime. She paid the lion's share for that $60 million mansion they bought, too. The source claims that the rumored split after just 2 years of marriage has made J.Lo realize just how much Ben relied on her financially. And now she's determined to get her revenge. She's demanding a full accounting of what she spent compared to what he contributed and wants every cent of her investment returned. According to the insider, J.Lo feels betrayed, insisting she wasn't the one who gave up on the marriage and is now out for blood. If Ben had stayed committed, she wouldn't have cared. But since he left her, J.Lo is determined to get payback. Now she's ready to play hardball.
It's a wedding. He's not going to give up his wedding. Whose wedding? Benny. It's a wedding he's in.
I want you to call.
However, new reports suggest that J.Lo's revenge scheme isn't really about Ben not contributing financially. Apparently, she's enraged because he's reconnected with Jennifer Garner, viewing it as a massive betrayal. Now she's determined to make Ben pay in any way possible. Fans are chiming in, claiming this only confirms what they've suspected all along, that J.Lo is a narcissist who prioritizes her image over her partners and even her own children. One fan commented that J.Lo will destroy Ben if she can't have him, calling her the typical narcissist. And now his poor choice to marry her is costing him dearly. Another fan pointed out that she's making these demands because she's humiliated by how things turned out, especially after her movie painted them as having the greatest love story. Sharing those love letters, they added, was what ultimately sealed his fate. I'm sure Jennifer Garner and their daughters didn't take too kindly to finding out he was whispering sweet nothings in J.Lo's ear while still being married. Jennifer is so tone deaf she didn't realize how that would affect his family before her. Their greatest love story has turned cold. What's your take on J.Lo reportedly going after Ben's fortune and allegedly demanding half of his wealth? Do you think she's only doing this out of bitterness over Ben reconnecting with Jen Garner? Drop your thoughts in the comments. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.